are live in San Diego for Major League Gaming's Pro Circuit Tour Stop #2. It's ESPN Saturday night. Our next match, Triggers Down versus Str8 Rippin. Guys, we just saw Str8 Rippin. They look very strong. Triggers Down, what can you tell us about this team?
Well, Triggers Down's got a ton of talent, honestly. Triggers Down is a team that can hang with Str8. They're actually the higher seed at this point based off the Meadowlands performance. And you know what? SK, their captain, their leader, he's really got to stay in there and keep them going. Now, the question is, they've got Victory X and Hysteria, who sometimes play a very similar role, but apparently in the last series, those guys went off.
There you see the lineup. SK is the team captain. Hysteria, Fear itself, and Victory X round out the rest of Triggers Down. They'll be the red team, as you can see. And there's Str8 Rippin. Same lineup, and you see Neighbor there. Very strong run in that last match against Inferno and T-Squared. We had an interview with him. Great support player. This should be an interesting matchup. What do you expect out of this, Puckett?
Well, you know what? This is the match I've been waiting for all of San Diego. I'm so pumped for this because Triggers Down is arguably the second best team in Meadowlands. The only team they lost to was Final Boss. Final Boss knocked them out in the winner's bracket, and they knocked them out again in the loser's bracket. So it was just a rough event for Triggers Down. But they're coming back with confidence, and they are set. They prepared this round of game types more than any other round in the entire tournament because they are set on taking down Str8 Rippin.
Sundance, Puckett seems to like every matchup. He's been waiting all his life for every single one of them. How accurate is he here with his feelings?
Well, you know, he's right. I mean, I got to say, Triggers Down has showed the amazing spirit preparing for this event, practicing, getting together, tweaking their gameplay style. The question is, though, are the guys on the right, the favorites in the Meadowlands? Everyone had it set on paper that they were going to win based on that lineup. The leader of T-Squared, legit, who can be a beast, and Elamite and Neighbor really stepping up. Did that light a fire that Triggers Down is going to have to deal with? That's going to be the question. We just saw them perform really well against Inferno, which, while no Triggers Down, they're no slouches. Question right here is Triggers Down maybe a little bit too concerned about Str8? Because Str8 Rippin, they see this just as another match on their way to that championship match.
We've all just seen Str8 Rippin in the last match. We saw three straight games out of them. But what can you tell us about Triggers Down, how they're performing right now at this event? Puckett?
Well, Triggers Down is on fire right now. They actually started off kind of cold in their game 1, but they seem to turn it on in games 2 and 3. Now, this event, they've made a roster change. They dropped Loken, which they had in Meadowlands, and they picked up Victory X, which was the best player from Instinct, the third-place team in Meadowlands. So on paper, this team is even stronger than they were in Meadowlands, and I'm excited to see how they're going to perform as a team.
How is chemistry going to fit into this? Because adding a new player of that caliber can't be easy.
You're right, Aaron. I was just about to say that. I was going to cut him off, but I decided to let him finish. The question is, do you have too many people doing the same thing? Now, I like the Triggers Down lineup. Don't get me wrong. They are the higher seed. However, this is the first time these 4 guys are sitting there against a team that can say, we were champions. And you know what? The guys in blue, they have a lot of motivation. They want that back. They feel like Final Boss took something that should have been theirs last event.
Again, like I said, we just saw Str8 Rippin. Now I'm going to keep hitting on this. We saw different types of games from them each one. So the first one, they were dominant. Second game, they came from behind. And the third one, I swear, it looked like just a sparring match. So it seems like they're well prepared for anything that's going to come their way.
Yeah, it seemed like a cat playing with a dead mouse at sometimes in that last game. I got to be honest with you. But you know what? They're not satisfied. I just interviewed 2 of their key players, and they both said, you know what? We're not even playing well yet. And if that's the truth, Triggers Down had better be prepared.
All right, we'll see if the dead mouse strategy pays off. Let's see what that map is as we get this next matchup underway.
Alrighty, well, here is the big matchup, Triggers Down versus Str8 Rippin. Game 1 of the Best of 5 series is going to be Capture the Flag on Onslaught. Remember, Onslaught is the first of 5 flags, so the team that can score those will win the game. Now, this map was created by Salat and Nexon, and they put hundreds of hours into it. We love you guys. We love all of our forgers in the MLG community. You guys rock. But we're starting this one off with the brand new face to Triggers Down. It's Victory X, the veteran from Agency and the Instinct. And check it out as he starts off in a one-on-one battle versus Neighbor. All 4 down for Str8 Rippin to start this game. This is a huge start. start for Triggers Down. Way to start off a match, Sonny.
It'll be interesting to see how they try and run this flag here. Maybe not taking a traditional route, trying to get that early score, because Str8 is obviously going to be focused on not letting them get out and doing a good job there bouncing back.
All right, well, 3 were down for each team. Fear itself, the last member alive for Triggers Down, was set up top middle. We're watching as Fear is now playing kind of sneaky, trying to sneak in towards B. Dodging grenades, but he's finally taken down by T-Squared. All right, we're jumping back on board with SK, the captain of Triggers Down. He took down Neighbor, and I love how aggressive Triggers Down is playing. It seems that they are swarming this B side of the map, working together, sending 3 strong on B side, and getting into the Str8 Rippin base. You see SK doing exactly that now. He knew that Str8 Rippin is going to be spawning on A. He out-BR'd Neighbor, and now the flag is out once again, taking shots from bottom middle. He's just fake towards A, and now he's going to be able to move behind his teammate, but he is taken down. But Victory X is going to continue the flag run. And now all dead for Str8 Rippin. You hear Victory calling it out. He is doing both objective and main communicator here for his team. And they put it in. That is Triggers Down, scoring 1-0 in under 2 minutes.
Now remember, this is the first of 5. It's not a 3 caps to win series here. Again, Str8's flag out. What Str8 needs to do, Puckett, is they need to stay on their game. They're only down 1 cap here. They're a long way from out of it. They've got to rally and get back on a roll.
All right, well, we have Triggers Down still maintaining control. They've had 2 or 3 down for Str8 Rippin the entire game so far after opening up that game with all 4 down. That was one of the strongest starts in Onslaught's CPF that I've seen. They were unable to score that first flag, but a second attempt definitely brought it home. Victory X putting it in for Triggers Down. It's 1-0, and Victory X is still on top of his game. You see him picking up assists there. He is a back smack there by Elmite Warrior, though. A huge play to stop the momentum of Victory X. All right, well, we are jumping on board now with Neighbor, the player who was so hot on pitch, King of the Hill last game, picking up 31 kills. He's looking to do the same thing here on Onslaught Team. So you see him looking for the spawns. There's SK. SK ready to go right off the spawn. You see him firing off 4 shots really quickly. The flag is out for Str8 Rippin. Legit moving it bottom middle. He was taking a few shots, but Legit is going to be able to put it in. So this is 1-1 as Legit puts it in. It's actually 2-1 rather, as Str8 Rippin still trailing by 1 flag. Legit putting shots on SK. He cleans up that kill. It is 27 minutes left in this game. Str8 Rippin seeming to still just trying to feel out this Onslaught game. They're not quite in motion yet.
You said it, Puckett. Now it seems like they're just trying to find their rhythm, get accustomed with how Triggers is going to play this map, with the setup they're using and the aggression really that Triggers Down has shown them. Because normally we're used to seeing the guys on Str8 being the aggressors and really running across the map and busting through setup.
Well, I'm trying to go to Triggers Down members, but they're all dying as I'm switching to them. SK was in the base and a nice job to take down Neighbor, but he was cleaned up by team captain T-Squared. So T-Squared trying to play a bit of defense here with Legit. Takes down his Str8. And now with 2 of his teammates dead, T-Squared is going to be making a huge play here to stay back at his base and play defense first, then push out as a squad.
Str8 Rippin seems to look like a little different in this match. I mean, within the first 2 minutes, all 4 of them were down consecutively. That's not what they could have expected coming into this game.
Well, you're right, Aaron. Remember, this is a new game type, a new map. This may not be one of the ones they're most comfortable on, but again, in a game like this where you have to get to 5 caps, you can let a little bit of air out before you try and get into your rhythm. You saw it when they were playing TS on Guardians. Maybe that's the same thing here. They're trying to feel Triggers Down out of it.
And speaking of the new map, we had Onslaught in the Meadowlands, but as you've seen, we have done a little bit of interior decorating here. We've thrown up a few new walls. We've added under bases to both sides of the map, and we're jumping on board now with Neighbor as he is trying to heat things up here for Str8 Rippin, keeping the flag out of the Triggers Down base. But he is going to be taken down as well. We're hopping on board with team captain SK as he is pushing in aggressively here on A side, but Elmite and T-Squared with the double team. Huge play there for Str8 Rippin as they are starting to get their team shot in the second half of this match.
You said it, Puckett. It looks like they're trying to now coordinate their attack rather than running out and just trying to brute force it. I like that for them. But again, right now, I got to tell you, Victory X seems hot. SK calling it all out. Looks like Triggers Down prepared for this.
Well, both teams definitely have put in a ton of practice.